Good morning, morning, morning. Let's talk Veve. Morning, it's Kim from Project Blue, and let's talk Veve. All right, so I'm about to eat my words. Forget everything I said about Black History Month, and they not doing something good for Black History Month. Because they just dropped my boy T'Challa. Wakanda forever, baby. Let me find out. I'm so excited about this. Man, look at the poses. I want to say this is my favorite Marvel action figure collectible on the app. Man, it is crazy. It looks amazing. And I'm really excited about this one. I want this. I want this bad. I really want this bad. And so like I still think that we need more from a standpoint where that the artistry, I want something a little bit more artistic in terms of like if we look at, and maybe I am being greedy, so what? I think that it's important to highlight, to not just give us a Marvel drop with a fictional character, but to highlight the contributions that African American has had on this country since its conception. Whether it's from inventions or the economy, Reconstruction, however you want to do it, I think we need something kind of similar to Givenchy. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay right now because it's only Wednesday. And if it was a Saturday drop and they drop T'Challa on Saturday, I would be a little bit worried because then I'd be like, okay, it's the last day. That's their heavy hitter. But Saturday is usually Veve's biggest drop for the week. Like everybody's home and they want to take advantage of the numbers. So I think there's still hope that we get something really big in terms of Black History Month. Something like MLK, Martin Luther King, or Harriet Tubman, or something like that. Some kind of I don't know exactly what I want, but I want something with a little bit more meaningful. Not like I'm excited for T'Challa, I want something. I want something different. It's something that has a direct connection to what's going on for this month and why we're celebrating this month. If you know what I mean. I like T'Challa, and T'Challa wasn't actually one of my favorite characters in comic books growing up. I was a big X-Men fan, and of course my boy was Bishop. I love Bishop. And Cable, I love that dynamic. Those were two of my favorite characters. And then Gambit, because just Gambit was just no nonsense. He just had that swag. Gambit had swag, and I started liking him from the '90s cartoon series. But I did start collecting a few books from Black Panther, and I'm sad that I wasn't into him as a kid, man. Like it'd have been dope, like if I was into him as a kid, but I wasn't. I was a huge X-Men fan, and that's because that's the first thing that I started reading, and their stories gravitated to me. So like I'm trying to find a book that I picked up. Oh, Eternals. I picked that up. I really like that series. You should go in and kind of read that. No, they're not really huge, but I can't find the number one issue. But Legends of Black Panther, this is kind of what I'm reading right now. So it's kind of like, and I only picked up the first two issues, and I haven't actually gotten a chance to really read them and dig into them. But I'm starting to read his books now. I was trying to find the first issue of that run, but I wasn't prepared today. So yeah, so I'm excited about Black Panther. But like I said, I want something that kind of really signifies the contribution of African Americans on this continent, man. So we'll see. I still have hopes because Saturday it is when they usually do their big drops. So let's take a look at what's going on in the marketplace real quick. Comic books, of course, have taken, well, everything is taking a beating, but it's expected. If you've been on this app enough, you know there's ebbs and flows to the market, and when there's a peak, there's always a valley. And I want to say it's Warren Buffett that said this. I may be wrong, and you guys can correct me in the comment section. He says, when people are fearful, you're greedy. When people are greedy, you're fearful. So for me right now, it's like shopping season. And one of the reasons I'm not panicking is because I collect what I like. I actually like the stuff that I have. So, if I make a profit on the stuff that I have, I'm excited for it. But like, all of this is long-term hold for me. I really believe in the company. I believe in Veve, and I believe that NFT collecting is going to be its own thing, Let's take a look at Loki and see where he's at. So, I kind of expected that. 10 gems. Yeah. I thought it was going to sit around 16 gems, but hey, yeah. So, giant size Fantastic Four. If they ever do giant size X-Men, I want that. I want that really, really, really bad. I had a reprint of that book. And so, like, just a little background story. I moved to Connecticut for a while to be closer to my mom. And I had a whole bunch of comic books, of course, and during the move, I put books in my sister's basement, and I don't know if I didn't take all of them over in the transition or anything like that. I had them in this huge trunk and whatnot, and they were all in great condition. And there's certain books that I can't find anymore, so I'm hoping that they're in storage or something like that. And Giant Size X-Men. And it was a reprint, so it wasn't the original one, so it's not like if I lost millions and millions of dollars, but a lot of money, but I like that book. So I want that, on Veve. If I can't ever get my copy back, well, I can go out and get another reprint. It's not a real big deal, but hey. Okay, Uncanny X-Men, Callisto. And this is the X-Men that I used to read a lot. Uncanny X-Men was my favorite series, my favorite run, and I really enjoyed that one. And like I said, I love this cover. Is just amazing. I love this cover. It's one of my favorite covers out of everything that they done for a comic book, because my girl Storm just looks, badass. All right, so she's at 10 gems right now. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. 9 gems. It's expected. It's not his first appearance of Miles Morales. It's the first time him and Peter Parker met, so it is what it is. New Mutants, 29 gem. If this retraces back to about 25 gems, sorry, my mouth is getting a little dry. I'll pick up a couple of copies of this because it's good to have. What else? Hit Monkey. Let's see how this is holding up. I enjoyed that Hulu series. If you haven't seen it on Hulu, go in, watch it. Watch that. That was dope. I really, really enjoyed it. It had me on the edge of my seats. And if they do a season 2, I'm here for it. Monica Rambeau. Let's see. 15 gems. It's expected. Like I said, I'm hoping that. So I think in the MCU they're gonna play with the whole sword thing. And if you don't know sword is kind of like this. For lack of a better description, sword is like the space version of Shield. If you've ever watched the Shield show or on I want to say it was the WB. I may be wrong, but if you ever watched the Shield show, Sword is like the space version of Shield, and I think I talked about it before, but the team up there is the Ultimates, and Monica Rambeau is on that. So, and she's as Spectrum on that show as well. So I'm excited for that. So I think they're gonna do a Disney Plus show of Sword, and if she's gonna be on, she has to be on that team. So I think I went over it in another video. It's Carol Danvers, it's Monica Rambeau, it's Blue Marvel, Adam Brashear, it is America Chavez, and who am I missing? Blue Marvel. Who am I missing? Oh, and T'Challa. But it's crazy. They're gonna have to replace T'Challa because, Chadwick Boseman has passed. So, yeah. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Sad about that one. I'm really, really sad about that one. I'm actually part of the recast T'Challa movement. I think we need to recast T'Challa. Emotionally, when it first happened, I was like, hell no. No one can play Black Panther like Chadwick Boseman. But I think it's too important for the character to be benched. And they can still do the transition with Shuri as Queen and have Black Panther. And, maybe what they can do is in the storyline, I want to say he died, and he became King of the Dead. So you can play that angle somehow, and Shuri be the queen of Wakanda, and he could be King of the Dead. And actually, like, he has like a whole space armada right now in the book. Like, the man has like 6 galaxies. Like, he's like the most richest person in the MCU right now in the comic books. Like, he's a beast, like, technology wise and everything like that. T'Challa is doing his things in the comic books right now. So, they could play it like that. They can make him, they can send him off into outer space, and maybe that's how you kind of like, you bench the character for like maybe a year or two, until you recast him and let some time pass and the sentiment pass, because we're going to see the new Black Panther movie, and then the way that the MCU schedule is, I don't think we see another Black Panther movie for another 2 years. I don't know what their schedule is going to look like, but I'd be surprised if we see another Black Panther movie next year or the year after. It's just too many things on their schedule. Like, it's just grown too much. Spider-Man, of course, takes priority, so we're probably going to see another Spider-Man movie. But then they make appearances in all of these other shows, so you don't forget about the characters. So yeah, I'm excited about. So, like I talked about before, Strange Academy. I picked up because there is, I want to say there's going to be significance with Strange Academy and Disney Plus. Like I said before, I think for Disney, I think the metaverse is a priority, but I want to say that they want to be the number one streaming service. They want to take the throne from Disney. I'm sorry, they want to take the throne from Netflix and be the number one Disney Plus streaming service. And I think that when you look at Strange Academy, that's just the perfect show to have, like, something kind of like, and I'm sorry, I'm getting kicked off for some reason. I'm trying to find it again. But if you look at Strange Academy, I think that would be a perfect for a show. I don't know if you guys ever watched kind of like Teen Titans growing up, and it was on Cartoon Network, and that show was a huge hit. I can see Strange Academy doing the same thing. They be in that series. Oh my gosh, I keep on getting kicked off. They be in that series for Disney, like that Teen Titans. I enjoyed the first Teen Titans TV show that they had on Cartoon Network. I wasn't a fan of that kiddish, quirky series, but if you look at both of the covers for both books, they can go in either direction. And I'm trying to find them right now if I don't get kicked off the app again. And I think that's gonna make a really, really dope show. You know, they're starving for content on Disney Plus. They're starving for original content, and that's why I thought they were gonna do the Marvel Mighties as a series on Disney Plus as well. Here we go. So they're starving for content. So they can do, if you look at this cover, they can do something, oh my gosh, something kind of like a little bit more mature, like how the original Teen Titan was. And that would be dope. Or they could do something a little bit more kiddish, like they did with the second run of Teen Titans when they took it in a different direction. You know, so either way they can go and they can do something crazy, you know? So I'm excited for that. You know, this still has a Strange Academy on this account. So like, yeah, so they can do something kind of similar to that cover. And that reminds me a lot of that second Teen Titans show, if you look at that cover. Or they can do something just totally badass. Like, they could do something totally badass. Something like more for a preteen market or a teenage market where they just discuss all kinds of things that's happening in the current landscape, you know. Maybe not as raunchy as Euphoria, but a little bit more tween content, you know, what's that show? The one that they have like Josie and the Pussycats and all that on the WB. Ah, shoot, I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of like a spoof off of the Archie stuff. The name escapes me right now, but like I think that would be dope, you know. So I'm excited for this book. So, and then I want to say I picked up the first issue of that. I could be wrong, but I picked up a couple of issues of that book, Strange Academy, in real life, or no, it wasn't Strange Academy that I picked up. There's a lot of stuff that I picked up that I still have to read, but this is the new Doctor Strange book. I want to say this is the one who killed Doctor Strange. That's where that one is going. But I thought I picked up the Strange Academy stuff. Oh, I picked up the new run of Moon Knight. I have the #1 issue 2 for this new one, for that new run. And then I'm really excited about the new Venom stuff. So, if you guys know anything, that Eddie Brock is Venom. If you've ever watched the movie, Eddie Brock is the main character of Venom. And now his son Dylan. So now Eddie Brock has a son, Dylan Brock, and he's now taking over the symbiote. So he's going to be the new Venom going forward. It's kind of like, so what Marvel's kind of doing right now is they're kind of reintroducing. They're passing the mantle to a lot of characters. You know, Dylan Brock is gonna, and I enjoyed that last run with Null. That was crazy. That whole series was crazy. So if you ever want to read a good series, a good comic book, you got to read the Venom stuff. The Venom stuff I think is crazy. You know, so, but it's also a Sony property, so you know they're not gonna push it on the app like that. So we probably won't see Venom for a while. If you notice, we didn't see. I want to say they gave it to Wax. They gave Wax the the Sony poster, so we don't have the Sony stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Venom is a Marvel character. They should have rights to all of the NFT stuff as well. So we'll see if we actually get a Venom collectible, which would be dope on Disney. Yeah. So I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited for T'Challa, Wakanda Forever. But I want more. I want something a little bit different, But that's it for me today. I have fun with you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.